Installing a ductless air conditioning unit involves connecting both an outdoor condenser and an indoor unit. Your friend setup uses a 20-amp 230-volt system. The power feed to the condenser typically includes 2 hots and a ground, usually running from a disconnect through liquid-tight flexible conduit. The main challenge is running the 6 wires needed for the indoor unit, labeled 1, 2, 3, L3, L4, and ground. Here's a step-by-step guide on how to do it. Firstly, gather the necessary materials, which include the ductless air conditioning unit with both indoor and outdoor components, liquid-tight conduit, 6 conductor electrical wires with a gauge of 14 American wire gauge, wire nuts, a drill, and a 1/2-inch drill bit. Secondly, begin by installing the outdoor condenser. Mount it on a sturdy wall or a concrete pad designed for this purpose. Connect the power supply, which includes the 2 hot wires and a ground wire, to the condenser's electrical terminals. Ensure that you install a disconnect switch nearby for safety and maintenance purposes. Thirdly, determine the best route for the liquid-tight conduit from the outdoor condenser to the location of the indoor unit. You'll need to create an entry point for the conduit. Use the drill with the 1/2-inch drill bit to drill a 1/2-inch hole in the wall or ceiling. This will serve as the entry point for the conduit. Fourthly, because the indoor unit usually doesn't have pre-existing knockouts for wire entry, you'll need to create one. Using the drill and the 1/2-inch drill bit, carefully create a knockout in the back or side of the indoor unit. Make sure the knockout is large enough to accommodate the liquid-tight conduit fitting. Fifthly, insert the liquid-tight conduit into the knockout you created in the indoor unit. Run the conduit to the outdoor condenser, securing it along the way with conduit clips to keep it in place. Sixthly, use a fishtape or wire puller to pull the 6-conductor wire through the liquid-tight conduit. Leave extra wire at both ends to facilitate the connections. Seventhly, at the outdoor condenser, connect the wires to the corresponding terminals in the unit. Follow the wiring diagram provided with the unit to ensure correct connections. At the indoor unit, connect the wires to the appropriate terminals inside the junction box. Use wire nuts to secure all connections, ensuring they are tight and safe. Finally, turn on the power supply and test the operation of the air conditioning unit. Monitor the unit to ensure it is performing properly, providing the expected cooling or heating. Now let's dive into a deeper explanation of these steps. The outdoor condenser unit requires a solid mounting surface to minimize vibration and noise. The disconnect switch should be readily accessible for servicing the unit. When drilling the hole for the conduit, be cautious of any existing wiring or plumbing within the wall. The knockout in the indoor unit should be made in a location that allows easy access for wiring while remaining aesthetically pleasing. When pulling the wires through the conduit, lubricate them if necessary to reduce friction. Make sure that the connections at both the outdoor and indoor units are secure and that the wire nuts are properly sized for the gauge of the wire. After testing the unit, check for any leaks in the refrigerant lines and ensure proper airflow. Regarding the wiring configuration, understanding the purpose of each wire is crucial. Wires 1, 2, and 3 are typically used for communication and control signals between the indoor and outdoor units. L3 and L4 might be related to specific functions like fan speed control or other auxiliary features. The ground wire is essential for safety, providing a path for fault current to prevent electrical shock. If the unit uses a 208 volts power supply instead of 230 volts, the wiring and breaker size will remain the same, but it's important to verify that the unit is compatible with the available voltage. Always consult the manufacturer's specifications to confirm voltage requirements. For wire sizing, 14 American wire gauge is generally suitable for a 20-amp circuit, but always refer to the National Electrical Code, NEC Table 310.15. B16 to confirm the appropriate wire size based on the amperage and insulation type. If you are unsure about any aspect of the installation, it is best to consult a qualified electrician. Electrical work can be dangerous, and improper wiring can lead to fire hazards or equipment damage. When connecting the wires, ensure that the power is turned off at the breaker to prevent electrical shock. Use a non-contact voltage tester to verify that the circuit is de-energized before working on the wiring. Double check all connections before restoring power. Also, consider the environmental conditions when selecting the location for the outdoor condenser. Avoid placing it in direct sunlight or areas with poor ventilation, as this can reduce its efficiency. Keep the area around the condenser clear of obstructions such as plants or debris to ensure proper airflow. When running the conduit, avoid sharp bends that could damage the wires inside. Use conduit fittings to create smooth transitions and protect the wires from abrasion. Securing the conduit properly will prevent it from sagging or becoming damaged over time. After completing the installation, label all wires and connections for future reference. This will make it easier to troubleshoot any problems that may arise later. Keep a copy of the manufacturer's instructions and wiring diagrams in a safe place for future reference. Performing regular maintenance on the unit, such as cleaning the filters and coils, will help to ensure its longevity and efficient operation. Always follow the manufacturer's recommendations for maintenance procedures. If you notice any unusual noises or performance issues, have the unit inspected by a qualified HVAC technician. Do not attempt to repair the unit yourself unless you are properly trained and qualified to do so. Also, be aware of local building codes and regulations regarding the installation of air conditioning units. Obtain any necessary permits before beginning the installation. Failure to comply with local codes can result in fines or other penalties. Remember that safety is paramount when working with electricity. If you are not comfortable performing any of these steps, it is best to hire a qualified electrician to do the job. Improper wiring could be dangerous and can lead to serious consequences. The steps outlined above provide a general guide to installing a ductless air conditioning unit with a 6-wire connection. Always refer to the manufacturer's instructions for specific details and recommendations. By following these steps carefully and taking the necessary safety precautions, you can successfully install your ductless air conditioning unit and enjoy its benefits for years to come.